going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. And boy oh boy, have we been left on a big cliffhanger for the last ever, I guess you could call it a dev stream, which is essentially what it is for Marvel's Avengers that took place yesterday. Well, they left some interesting information which now is just going to be silent until the new year. So we're going to be covering down the major teas for that stuff regarding endgame content and a bunch more. As always, the sponsor of today's video is Instant Gaming. Go ahead, check them out. They do a bunch of really cool games for really cheap prices. Visit that link in the description below. On top of that, don't forget I'm co-hosting on the second channel called Profited, where we talk about entrepreneurship and side hustles, businesses, all that kind of stuff. So if that is of any interest for you guys, I'd really appreciate you checking out any of the videos. The link is in the description below. But hey, let's just dive into this. Smack that like button. Let's get 3 likes. Go ahead and click that big red subscribe button below. And this is about to get really interesting. Now, I do want to give a shout out to a website called Murphy's Multiverse, I believe it's called, right? And this article was written by a dude who goes by the name Joseph. Now, the reason why I actually mentioned this is because unfortunately I didn't actually tune into the live stream when it took place, and usually we rely on Miller as well to do kind of like I guess highlights from streams as well, and unfortunately he indeed missed it as well. It really was a last minute thing. I don't think majority of us were really expecting it, but that being said, this website basically done an article and broke these things down. So let's just read what the article says, because it has got me really curious. So it starts off by saying, to end out the year, Marvel's Avengers developers Crystal Dynamics held one last stream. We got one last time to chat with some from the team behind the game and get a little insight into what is happening. Even while they had to fight some technical difficulties, it was a fun time to hear Phil and Andy talk about what brought them into the industry. Of course, that wasn't all though, as they also teased a few bugs that they are currently working on and one major reveal. Now, I do want to highlight that word major, right? Because this is what has just amped me up anyway to really be like, what on earth are we going to get? Although I have some kind of idea, it just leaves you on the edge of your seat, right, as a whole. So what it says is the module reduction, first of all, was actually a bug and not a nerf. I know it was going around. I did want, well, I was basically waiting for somebody just to come in and say, you know, it is actually a bug. I know a lot of people experience this, but that's good news. It's a bug, not a nerf. They actually confirmed that they are working on it. The second thing is they are working on the iconic Miss Marvel skin. The Xbox Black Widow pre-order skin bug will also be in the next patch. And Nvidia has new drivers to optimize the game's performance. So that's just to do with the bugs and all that kind of fixing stuff, right, I guess you could say, when it comes down to the condition of the game. Now, we did get one major reveal. This is what it says here on the article, and it is that Crystal Dynamics revealed that we can expect something for the New Year's. It wasn't just a reference regarding confirmed DLC characters, but overall new story content, new villains, and adaptations to the end game to add variety. So it will be interesting to see how they will kickstart the new year. Now, obviously, this is what's just basically, I guess, picking a lot of people's brains, we could say, to what is this going to be. Now, let's break down what's gone down over the last couple of days, right? Most importantly, with the next gen release date, the reason why I want to just highlight that is because if you didn't know or you missed that video, there was a listing for the next gen version of the game to basically be towards the end of February, and then the listing was taken down, and then it was also confirmed by a few people that the website that actually listed the game on next gen technically kind of do this, you know, I guess way too often, right, than preferred. So in that sort of sense, we couldn't really, I guess, justify that. But on top of that, then Square Enix were literally out of nowhere just randomly, I guess, trying to promote the next gen version of this game. So that kind of sparked up a few things. Now, we know that the next hero we're going to get is Hawkeye. Nonetheless, it's definitely going to be in that direction, because hey, we know it's another Archer, and I said even in a couple of videos ago, right, that at least from their perspective, you'd probably just want to throw out another Archer, because as far as, you know, a character's unique abilities go, or their speciality, it's just another Archer. So yes, it's a great character, and yes, we're all excited for Hawkeye for sure, but it's another Archer, right? It doesn't go further than that. So that's what it's going to be. It's definitely going to be Hawkeye coming in straight into that January mark, because they're saying in the New Year's, right? So that's great. I did want them just to get that out of the way, because once Clint is out of the way, Hawkeye is done, okay? Yes, I'm excited for that character because it's a brand new story. It's going to lead into the whole, of course, Black Panther situation. There's going to be multiple teasers for a fact in that DLC when it comes down to Black Panther for sure. And also, well, we just know after Hawkeye is Black Panther, right? It is the whole Wakanda expansion, and that's going to be their big, I guess you could say, reveal. And the reason why this gets more exciting, and it just really looks like a bright light in the future of this game, in a bright light, I don't know if that makes sense, right? We're just gonna roll with this, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Like, we are in a great direction for this game, but when we go back to that February, you know, supposedly placeholder date for the next gen, I mean, if we know, let's just say for argument's sake it was actually March, it just randomly drops out of the sky onto the PlayStation 5, onto the Xbox Series X, I mean, wow, just wow, because straight away we're gonna do Black Panther, we're definitely gonna do Spider-Man, and that's where that flame just sparks up even more, and we're in for a treat. But guys, what do you think on this? Let me know in the comment section below, because that's gonna wrap up this video here. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, as always, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day. If you missed the video yesterday or the day before, I mean, things have been going down for this game. Yesterday's video was great because we actually had a concept by another, I guess you could say, creator around the Avengers game, who goes by the name Bob, and the concept that he done literally has everyone super hyped up for it to actually be implemented, or at least considered, because it's, for example, when you end a match, you basically see the highlights of that match. So you could say, okay, for example, you done X amount of eliminations and you used X amount of heroics, and then on top of that, hey, you had X amount of revives or downtimes or whatever it may be, right? And we were talking about leaderboards and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, with this next gen stuff, I mean, just check out that video and make a decision for yourself. But this was said from the devs' mouths themselves early New Year's. Well, New Year's, right? So they're going to go off with a bang. It's kind of good with the Cyberpunk situation, although it's not good. I mean, I really feel sorry for those devs, but it's kind of good in a situation like now, because a game like this, I mean, as far as a business perspective and developers, it's that time for them to attempt to revive their game and just, I guess, get right into that spotlight. But guys, until the next one, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day. Don't forget to check out the second channel I'm co-hosting on, and until the next one, adios amigos.